What is going on YouTube? Well, welcome back to another adventure with the Bearded Bobber. I'm bearded. She's the bobber. So over there you can't see her yet because we haven't revealed the new look. But we are getting very close. I have a lot of parts still to do. And one of them is putting on one of these seats. So what I want to talk about before we're going to get right to talking about the Corbin versus Saddlemen. They're step-up seats. You have the saddle seat and the step-up seat for Saddlemen. We're going to get right into that. But what I want to say first is a Corbin seat is going on the bobber. And I'm saying that because I don't own the Saddlemen seat. Also, the Saddlemen seat over there doesn't match my color scheme. It's not mine. We are doing a giveaway of the Saddlemen seat though, hopefully very soon. So we're trying to figure out how the best way to do the giveaway is, because it is limited to Indian Scout bobbers, because that's what the seat's for. We want to see it get used really well. And this is all being put on by the Erie Indian, very good friend of mine, and yeah, very cool guy. So we're gonna hopefully give that away soon, and hopefully somebody will love it as much as I loved using it, because I got to do a review on it. You know, it only has a few miles on it really, compared to some of the other seats. Let's get into it real quick. You guys already know that the Corbin seat was the seat that I bought first for the bobber. I love that swooping two-up look. It just really grabbed me. Now, I grabbed the normal look that Corbin had for this seat. You guys already know this seat. We did the install on this seat and everything. I ordered this seat the exact way they showed it. I loved it, the look of it. You know, going back, I would have switched this piping out to black. I would have blacked this out. You know, that would probably be the look I'd went for. But they had this bomber gray like color, which was just absolutely fantastic. I love that fade. I love that look. I loved the double stitching. I'm super happy with the way this seat looked. I absolutely loved it. Comfort wise, it's been pretty good to me, but we're going to get into comparing those. Here we have another version where you can see the black is not like thick piping right here. It's more of a threading. The brown Corbin logo all right here. This was High Desert Bobber's seat before he traded in his bobber. I was happy enough to help him do some things, and of course they don't give you better trade-ins when you get rid of good seats. So I was thankful enough to get the seat from him, which, you know, he moved now, unfortunately. Hope you're doing good, buddy. So we got that seat. Only difference on this one besides color is this little piece right here. We're going to get that into a second. Then we have the Saddlemen Step-Up seat. So on this one, a really cool thing with these is this texture right here. I love this. So, I mean, we got the double stitching. All of these have the double stitching. It has the double stitching on the back here. An extra thickness here. Blacked out. You know, this is the way the Erie Indian wanted his. And, I mean, it's a fantastic look. It looked great on his bike. Loving it right now. If you're wondering about the shine on these leathers, I use Chemical Guys leather cleaner and leather conditioner to keep seats in best condition as possible. So you guys can see, I just love these. Now we're going to get into a couple. Let's go with cons. We're going to start with the cons list, okay guys? Now let's start with the Saddlemen seat. The con, when we are comparing the two. Now look wise, there is a different look, but that's going to be up to you, the person who wants this on their bike. Because I've seen this one on my bike, I've seen that one on my bike. I love them both. They both have a place in my heart. So for looks, you know, this one of course has the more Dynabro look, is the best way I can say it. But very comfortable, very useful. It's just a super nice thing. So the look is what is going to matter for you, like I said. Now, getting into this one right here, it sits you up a little bit higher on the bike. So that would be my con for this seat to this seat. Not really a huge deal. Like I said, depends on how you sit. Now, this part right here, let's go ahead and bring you guys in here. So you can see right here It's a little bit more narrow width-wise, and I don't necessarily say that's a con. That actually helps your legs for the fact that you're being a little bit taller, where this one is wider, but you're sitting lower, so it doesn't change your seating too much. So once again, depends on you. For me, you know, I felt really good in both of these. I didn't feel like this was too narrow or anything like that. It was just a difference in seating. I do like this textured back here. It's a little bit more dominant on your lower back than the Corbin, but at the same time, the Corbin is still right there. It hugs you in. You're not sliding off the bike like you are with the stock seat. So that's a huge plus. One thing I did hear from people when I did a review on the Saddlemens is that they don't do backrests. Now, I'm not a backrest person. I've sat on bikes with backrests. They're comfortable. It's just not something I look for. So I never noticed this before until somebody brought it up, that you couldn't put a taller backrest on here. Now with the Corbin, you can see my first Corbin, like I said, I didn't even care about. I didn't order that. I had no idea that that was a thing until... Sorry for that little black light, guys. My new LED strips are totally messing with my camera. You can see right there, you can put in a backrest because of that little strip right there, or take it out. Which I think that's a totally cool feature for Corbin to do for the people who need a higher backrest. It totally makes sense. Very good call. Now, with the Corbin seat, there's a few more cons. Hard to get into. Now, on all of these, Scout Bobber's problem, more than the seat problem, is they bolt in the back where the fender is, and where the taillights are, the covers. You got to take all that stuff off really to unbolt these. So, thankfully, you don't have to lock them to the bike, but if you got to change some stuff or get to the battery, wow. I made it where I didn't have to take mine off. I had the battery, you know, cables if anything happened. Knock on wood. I haven't had any battery issues with the Indian Scout Bobber like some other people have. Now, installing the Corbin seat is a pain in the butt. Trying to get this little tab right under where the tank bolts in. There's two fuel lines. It's all fighting right here. It's very tough. For high desert, this one did rub quite a bit on his tank, where mine didn't. Mine actually had a little bit more of a gap. I don't know what the real difference is. I need to get in here and measure. It looks like that bar and that bar are just a hair different. With these, I also had to bend these out, and I tapped them a little bit just to make that a little bit easier on the install. So that's just one of the things that I looked out at not really caring for. I didn't care for that on the install, you know, process. The quality is fantastic on these. That's just a pain in the butt trying to install those. Where Saddlemen totally wins on this, because the bars have a really nice bend out. They go down really nice without messing with the tank. They have this piece right here, if I can see that. So that little piece right there on the, for the Saddlemen, goes on your stock little bolt piece, and that, it to me, is a fantastic design. The seat, install wise, besides the little stuff in the back of unbolting stuff, is fantastic. It lines up very, very well and super smooth. Now, so one of the cons on the Corbin is the seat is not very forgiving. It takes a minute to break in, and even then, it could use another layer, like maybe some gel, something in there. Now, if you go to Corbin, they will build the seat to you. So this is all stock, you know, buy it online, get it shipped to your house. This is what's going to happen. So yes, you can do other things. I don't want you guys to think that you can't. Now, that being said, this one comes with a gel padding right here. Like I said, it is taller. They did do all that stuff, and it's just a lot more comfortable automatically sitting on the seat. So top notch for me on that part. The grip part is something you can order differently. There's this, you can do it the whole way through, the same way I did my Indian Challenger. But this right here, this grip, not only looks nice, but it really feels really good on your lower back. Like, gripping you in. I think it probably would feel really good right here as well if, you know, I was more of an aggressive rider. So you can do the gel back here as well for a passenger. That's an option that they give you to add. If you're not going to have a passenger very often, then it's not that big of a deal. Okay guys, so my verdict for the Indian Scout seats for the bobbers. Sorry, they don't fit the Indian Scouts. The Corbin gets a point for me on sitting low. I like that sitting in low. It just feels really good to me, and where my bars are, that feels really good. The narrowness of this is really good. The install of this is really good. The fabrics you can put on here are really good. Overall, for me, the Saddlemen seat wins. This seat is fantastic. Like I said, if I could build a couple different things on the Corbin, then the Corbin may win with just that sloop. But I'm going from almost like stock option besides this lower piece back here, because like I said, the gel comes stock from the factory right there, ready to go. If this had gel and the install was easier, because getting this thing lined up, I kid you guys not, is a pain in the butt. So it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. If they could add in the same thing Saddlemen has up here in the front, so click on and then push down, boom, game changer right there. Just do that. Win-win. This little tab is a pain in the ass with those fuel lines right there. So I give the win to the Saddlemen. Like I said, you guys will be seeing a Corbin seat on my bike because that's what I own. That's what I bought first, and that's what I have now. So the Saddlemen seat will hopefully be finding a great new home, and yeah, more to come. You know, I may even have to go out and end up spending the money and getting a Saddlemen seat for the bobber. We'll have to see, because I love the one on my Challenger, and I loved having this one on my bike. So, you know, things will come, things will go. We'll figure it out. My boy wants a new seat for his little Indian EFTR too. But he's like, hey, can we get a seat for the bike? And I'm like, dude, it's a race bike. Like, that's not what it's for. He's ready to go cruising. So it's good stuff. All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, stay classy. If you guys have one of these, let me know down in the comments. You know, I'm always down to talk to you guys. All right, later, guys.